Malvina, Malvina, you're safe and sound. Yet your goal remains in the west. The camp from which she came is a place that she will return. Except she'll want to be sure that she is fighting fresh before she attempts such an endeavor. But there is a balance to these things. The longer she waits, the higher the chance that any survivors have fallen to the tide of the dead. Kia ora, Legionnaires. Raikon here, and welcome back to Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, and to our short survival series with Malvina, who is currently in her very own Last Man on Earth shelter. And well, we need to take care of Malvina. We want to try and get her torso back to its maximum capacity, or its, maximum health. We are also carrying a little bit too much at this point as well, so we're going to want to just unload maybe our weapons for now. We don't need to be holding onto all of them, so we'll just be dropping them on the ground here behind us, which certainly helps, but we're still more than a little over encumbered, so we'll drop our rifle off there as well. And that's good. Now we do have our flashlight on at the moment. We probably don't want to keep that on for too long. We're not going to need it to navigate around this base. I want to see if we can use some of the exercise equipment to improve Malvina's athletics, as at this stage, if we pop down and have a look, interaction skills, it's 0 at the moment, so we want to make sure that we try and improve that. It's just going to give her more functionality overall. So let's look at that, and at the same time, I am going to be making sure that our torso remains bandaged as much as possible and that it's disinfected as well. The second that it isn't, we'll want to do something about it. We're very encumbered at the moment, but that's okay. We're going to go and have a look at practice, and we can see, there we go, athletics beginner. It's going to take us an hour and 46 minutes for us to do this. Crafting is slowed to 56%, and that's because of lighting. So, okay, it would help if we can see. So we're going to tear through a bit of battery here. The alternative is that we use the smartphone. Now we might be able to just replace the smartphone's battery. We don't need a lot of light to be able to work out. We do have quite a few flashlights here though, and it looks like the smartphone is using a UPS anyway, so we can't just swap it out for another type of battery. So yeah, it's just going to have to be the flashlight for now. That's okay. Let's turn it on. Let's pop back into this, and we'll begin our workout. And that's got our proficiency up to 1, but I believe we can get higher than that, so we will continue practicing. And that's athletics 2. We can feel that this is starting to become a little bit trivial. We will stop and we'll see if we can move on to a more advanced form of athletics. And indeed, we have intermediate. We can use the heavy punching bag, the ergometer, and the exercise machine that's there. Well, we're not there yet, so we'll keep on practicing. Hey, there we go. It was a fair bit more work, but we've managed to get up to athletics level 3. We are starting to get a little bit more weary, but we're good to continue for a little longer. I do want to have a look at another skill that we can practice though before we do continue on, and that is dodging. Yeah, we're just going to be doing some side hops, some backstepping. I'd like to be able to try and get dodge a little bit higher. Ideally, we are not going to be in hand-to-hand combat with anything, but you never know, so it pays to prepare. And just like that, we've got our dodging skill up to level 1. We're not going to stop practicing. We'll see if we can maybe get 2 here. Well, we don't seem to be improving any further. I do just want to double check that we can actually get that higher. Oh, no, it looks like 1 is the best that we're going to be able to get there. Okay, that's fine. A little bit of lost time there, but that's all right. Back to the athletics. Okay, and we've lost light, so we will go and try and swap our batteries before we continue that. All right, back to it, Mel. And at this point, we're starting to get very weary, so we are going to have a hard time. But hey, look at that. Our torso's a little bit more healed. So we'll stop, we'll check our wounds, see if they need to be healed. Okay, and we can see that the bandages, etc., they've gone back down to poor. So we can deal with them, but I'm wondering, do we want to try and see if we can improve our bandaging further? I mean, bandaging advanced will not get our healthcare above level 3, but it can teach us wound care expert. It'll take us quite a long time to learn that though, I think. Let's just see where our wound care is at the moment. So, under crafting, yeah, okay, healthcare is only 2. We can get that to 3, and we can potentially get expert wound care. So if you have a look at our proficiencies, wound care expert, time to learn 14 hours. So it's a fair amount of time. But you know what? We're very wary at the moment. We're very hungry. We're very thirsty. We'll deal with those things because I think just practicing bandaging, that's not going to be as intensive as our other exercise has been. All right, well, we've got a heat pack here. I think we'll try and heat up one of our MREs. There we go, a chicken noodle entree. Let's have that. Boom. And we'll have some of this nice clean water to wash it all down. We will definitely have to have more calories before we sleep tonight. And you know what? I guess we could just have some Toastums, just to give us a little bit of joy. And then we'll knock back 2 gummy vitamins as well. Or more. Yeah, there we go. Look at that calcium intake, the vitamin C. We're looking pretty good. Now, yes, I think before we try to reapply these bandages, we'll see if we can get our bandaging skill that little bit higher. So back into here, advanced bandaging. Let's test it out. Okay, and there we are at level 3. We're not going to want to wait until we get Wound Care Expert just because that's going to take way too long, but we can continue practicing this after we've put our new bandages on because we're not tired yet, and I think it's worth us practicing until we are just fully tired. So we're going to be going into here to our bandages. We're going to be applying this one, which is going to be a good application, and then we're going to take maybe some of the alcohol wipes. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be poor, and that's because the alcohol wipes, they aren't really good disinfectants. They can help, but they're not as good as having actual disinfectant. And I might be just not seeing it here, but yeah, no, I can't see any kind of disinfectant that we'd want to use, so I guess it's going to be alcohol wipes in this instance. There we go. Okay, and we've still got 3 medical gauze. I think we will still apply those to our arm and our head, just to hope that they are going to get that little bit better. Now our weariness, it's gone back down to weary. We're not very weary. We might be able to get in a little bit of exercise practice, so back on out here, Malvina, and let's get working out. Okay, level 4. That's a little bit closer. I believe we can get to level 5. Yeah, indeed we can, so we'll push that bit further. But we're very weary at this stage, and the light has just gone out. We'll see if we can complete this little bit of training, but we will stop there. Extremely weary, and we are now tired. It is 8:15 p.m, so we'll have ourselves another bit to eat after we've reloaded this flashlight. Okay, looks like we're going to have to unload some of the other ones that are around. Of course, we know that we have night vision, but with night vision, we can't do crafting. And we might want to do some crafting here. You know what? I think it's going to be dessert for dinner here. It's going to be Toastums. Just to get that calorie intake up a little bit higher. We're satisfied after that. We'll have some clean water, slaked, excellent, and I think we're going to want to try and make some more clean water before we go to sleep. And just for the sake of ease, we're going to use the purification tablets that we have, and we'll make 6 lots of clean water, pouring that into our canteen. Okay, our mood is good. Our lifestyle is feeling fine. I think we can get that to healthy. We will just have to try and work our stamina down a little bit more. We can see that our strength is now 11, so we have gone up in strength because our athletics has been getting higher. Sleeping is definitely going to help with our wounds healing, but I think before we do go to sleep, we are just going to look at running backwards and forwards. And we can see that it actually takes a little bit for us to be able to run here. We want to run until we are completely out of stamina here, like so. We can see that we're actually starting to get into pain there, so we don't want to push it too far. There we go, we got it back, and let's just do that, let's say 3 times. Okay, waiting once again, and back at it, Malvina. Let's stay fit. Okay, yep, let's not push it any further than that. That mild pain, tiredness, it's going to be worth us getting to sleep right now. Let's close the door behind us, crawl onto bed. We've got a rabbit plushie that's here. We've got a nice down-filled blanket and a pillow. It's comfortable. We are wearing all of our equipment, but it's comfortable. I do almost wish there was an option in Cataclysm to have your character automatically unequip things if they were to try and have like a comfortable sleep. So you have a chance to have that risk versus reward. You know, you get the reward of having a more comfortable sleep, but if you are disturbed throughout the night and, you know, there are zombies there, you don't have your armor on. Yeah, that's something that I would like to see implemented, and I know that would probably also make a lot of people unhappy. But you know what? I think it would be fun. Mel, let's get some sleep. Okay, our body stretches with ease, and we feel ready to take on the world. We are feeling good. Excellent. And we can see that our torso is also feeling good. It's much better than it's been before. Our head has fully healed, and our arm is looking pretty good too. Well done, Malvina. Okay, it's 5:17 in the morning here. We can see that our bandage and the disinfectant, it's not having the same effect, so we are going to want to make sure that we reapply those. We'll have some light just to make sure that we're reapplying it properly. Let's use the gauze and see if that has any greater effect. It's good no matter what, okay? So we'll apply that once again, and we'll use those alcohol wipes just to make sure that the wound stays nice and disinfected. We are hungry, so I think we're going to try and go for, I'm trying to see what's going to, run out first. And it does look like the condensed milk that we've got that is going to go in about a day's time. Oh, if it's opened, but it's sealed right now. We'll have one of those toastums, eh? And we see that at this point, we are down to more simpler foods. That's okay. We jump into here, we can make a number of different types of food. We have the dehydrated fruit that we can turn into a compote. We can even make some mac and cheese. And honestly, I feel like that's a pretty good way to start the day. 2 units of mac and cheese, please. We'll use the propane cooker that's nearby, there's a propane cooker nearby. And we're going to eat that nice hot mac and cheese. It's going to quench us a little bit. It's going to give us some nice calories. And it's just good food. And that's actually got us hydrated. All right, well, we can have a cookie as a snack then. Still not full. All right, let's maybe go for a cheese sandwich if we can. Yeah, there we go. Just using the crackers, of course, to be able to do that. 600 calories. Excellent. And still not full. Well, right then. Let's have the 2 lots of canned pineapple. Satisfied, hydrated, and of course we're going to knock back one of those multivitamins. Let's go for the gummy ones because they're just more fun. Well, now we could spend the rest of today in here trying to get that last little of athletics. And honestly, I feel like that makes sense. I think it makes sense for us to try and be as prepared as we can be before we go out. We know what this is going to be like. We know what it's going to look like. Mel, let's just get back to work and I'll see you all at the end of the day. Okay, there we go. Let us stop practicing. We've managed to get our athletics up to level 5 just after we ran out of power for our flashlight. And our torso, it's so close to being fully healed. I'm excited. I am excited. All right, popping back here. First thing that we're going to deal with is our hunger. So let's reload that flashlight, put in the battery. And you know what? We're going to make ourselves some compote. We'll use the sugar that is on our person, the propane cooker nearby, and we'll just pour it into the mess kit for now. This is going to both give us hunger and thirst back. Delicious. Wonderful. Okay, so now that we have our athletics at 5, I was wanting to have a look at proficiencies to see if we were learning any other kind of proficiency there, and I don't think we were. Nothing specifically under athletics. So, that's all good. Wow, that torso encumbrance is a lot. We've got a roll mat in our tack vest, which... yeah, I think it's more just, we have so much in our military rucksack. It is giving us all that encumbrance. 59 encumbrance is coming from the rucksack here. So it's very, very encumbering. We want to be careful fighting anything while we are wielding that backpack. And of course, our torso is going to be even more encumbered when we are wearing our rifle on our front. Now, the interesting thing about this rifle is, are we really going to want to have that on our front? I don't think we are. I think we're probably going to want to have one of the other types. At least, I think so. So having a look at you, if I go activate, we want to try and detach something here. Oh, let's take it off. It's got a bipod, it's got a rifle scope. We're going to get rid of the front shoulder strap. And now, I do wonder, we can just wear the front shoulder strap like as is. Okay, we're going to drop this rifle for the moment, and let's activate that strap to see if we can maybe put the AR-15 on that. Attaches a gun mod. Okay. Maybe we have to take it off first. There we go. We will attach that strap to the AR-15 like so. Excellent. Now, having a look at that AR-15, we don't have a scope on it at the moment. Can we remove the scope from our rifle? I think quite possibly. It is going to be a skill thing whether or not we're going to be able to actually reapply it, but Malvina is pretty skilled. Let's take that rifle scope. Okay, and activating that, we can attach it to the AR-15. Nice, okay. And I mean, going off of that, we could try and get the bipod on it as well. No, maybe we just leave the bipod on it for the time being. I think we are still going to be holding onto the rifle. It doesn't fit in any pockets. That is a little bit more of a problem. I don't know how readily we are going to find these magazines. I think we might just have to rely on the AR-15 as our main weapon going into this. So in that case, let's take that bipod. What I will do is I'll still bring this with us. We'll just probably leave it on the back of the horse and cart. There we go. Attached. Alright, as for our holster, I think we are more than likely just going to holster the... Honestly, I think in this case, it's probably going to be the USP, because we've got a number of magazines for it. We're not going to bring the empty M911 magazines or the service handgun ones for the moment, but we will be taking our main rifle with us, and the main magazines for that. We're just going to have to drag those along for now. We'll take the condensed milk just because that's calorie rich and very easy for us to utilize, and we'll just make sure that we make some clean water. And we'll also just make sure that we have some clean water before we leave, restocking our canteen. Right, and all that's left at this stage is really just dealing with the rest of the weight that we have on us. So I'm going to be going through, sorting out what we need, what we don't, and then we're going to be hitting the road. Okay, we are looking a lot better after all of that. And we're ready to go. We're ready to head on out. We're going to be dragging our rifle along with us. Heading out at 10:23. Let's get that light. Looking outside, it seems to be a clear day. Good, good. And now looking from here, our horses are just to the south of us at the moment. And then, of course, there is the fort. Yes, the fort and the other terrible things that are nearby, the portal being one of them. So let's just navigate through the mossy woods and get back to ivy and hemlock. There they are. Now, you might notice that we are considerably slower than normal. We do have our ratchets turned on at the moment so that we can generate a little bit more power, which I think is going to be necessary. All right. The wood box isn't massive, but it's big enough to be able to fit in our rifle. Actually, a few rifles, it looks like. Okay. Very slow horses. And the reason why, I mean, looking at this down here, and I didn't look at it right away, I should have, off-road 11%. And I think that is because of the wheels. They're just not good at off-roading. These banded wooden cart wheels. Obviously, weight is a factor as well, but we can see that while they're on, on the actual street, they're fine. Like, they can fly. We could try and make this a little lighter, but I don't think that's going to change all that much. Yeah. Well, let's jump back on here. I did notice that we were feeling a little bit warm before, and indeed we are. Now, we can deal with that with this internal climate control. 100 joules to turn it on and off, and I think also per turn. It's hard to know exactly. Obviously, it is a lot more energy demanding than like the night vision and the air evaporator. I want to try and see if we can have that on for a little while and see if it really does drain us all that quickly. We're going to start our wagon up, whipping the horses into action, and we're going to try and make our way past this derelict shed, past this portal, and back onto the main road here, past those supplies. And honestly, I think the most straightforward path for us to take is to just go straight through the fields, get onto the dirt road here, because I'm pretty sure that we'll still actually be able to use that dirt road, and then just kind of fly past over towards that supply drop, and then we see what's going on out here, because we haven't been out the front of the encampment yet. We know that there's a way in, and we know there's a big minefield at the back that we can use, but there's oh so many things that we need to go through first of all, so let's get moving. We can see that the horses have been leaving remnants behind. Oh boy, yeah, this thing barely moves. We're crawling along, but we are slowly getting there. Okay, look at that. Our practical driving skill has gone up. We're up to level 2. Good for you. We safely made it past the flaming eye, past the bandits. They were just sticking to their own space, and that's okay. We're good with that. We don't want to tango with any dermatics, so we are just going to make our way a little bit further to the south, and then we're going to cruise right across this field, avoiding the long grass where we can. You see, we got a little bit faster there for just a moment. Look at that boost, 8 kilometers an hour. Amazing. And then, of course, it does start to drop down further and further. The fields will probably slow us down a little bit as well. But once we get onto this dirt road, I hope that we will still have some kind of speed. Let's see. 5 kilometers, that's kind of the standard, really. That's what we've been dealing with so far. But that's the road that we want to turn off on, so let's get moving. And it's going to be 5 most of the way, it seems. Okay. Oh, I just noticed that our power has just gone down so much. Yeah, the evaporator has turned off. We completely ran out of power, so we don't want to have that on for long periods of time. And here we are at the supply drop. And that means that, well, the base is within sight. Well, very, very nearly within sight. We're going to turn up towards the north, and we are going to do a little bit of a drive-by to try and get an idea of what it is we're looking at here. Let's just have a look at our top speed, 39. Okay, so I want to be going as fast as we can as we're going across here. And ooh, look at that. We got minefields at the top as well. That is definitely something that we can utilize. There's a zombie cop that we can see on the outskirts of the wall. We can also see down here more damage to the base, a way up and into a tower. That's very useful for us to know. We also have a vehicle here as well. No idea what the condition of it is. It doesn't look like it has a back wheel. Yeah, not good condition, I would think. We've got some blood to the north here, and really only that zombie cop on the outside. So it doesn't look like the main entrance to the base is on this side. There's a bio-operator that we've spotted somewhere inside there. Another gap in the wall. Okay, we continue on. Seeing a lot of turkeys. Where is the main entrance? It's got to be down here, right? And oh yeah. So we can see out here all of the vehicles of potentially civilians that came here beforehand, or they're the vehicles of soldiers that were serving here and were at home. They weren't at base at the time. But yeah, oh so many tents on the outside of this base, and just oh so many zombies. Oh so many. And you know what? We're actually just going to stop here for a moment, and we're just going to wait, and we're going to watch. They're probably going to make it through this freaking minefield, aren't they, without any explosions? Yeah, okay, so in that case, let's continue on. And that's the entrance there. We can see a large number of vehicles parked outside, people that came here when the end started. We have solar vehicles with their panels off towards the side, motorcycles, moving vans, all sorts. And as you can tell, there are a mixture of people here. It's not all military zombies. There are regular zombies here as well. People that were just people beforehand. It's not looking good, Malvina. It's not looking good, but we still have to get in there, and oh boy. Yeah, we're off the road now. We're gonna have to turn around. We are gonna have to turn around now. Over to the side here, to the east, we can see a mass grave. A corpse-filled pit outside. The trench full of corpses, maybe even a mass grave. The bodies could be dug out, but nothing in here looks remotely usable. Yeah, there's a lot of wood ash there as well, and probably some corpse ash mixed amongst it. We have a plastic jerry can of jet fuel, and the remains of other people, body bags. Lots and lots of body bags. And the dead are rising, and specifically scorched zombies are rising out of here. We know that scorched zombies, they leave quite the mess behind, and yeah, we need to get back onto this road, and we need to get back on now. So let's get some speed. Let's make our way back up this way. The minefield hasn't triggered at all. Well, they've just been very lucky with how they've been able to navigate it so far. So we could try and kill every single one of those zombies there, but I think we want to try and get the dead together as much as possible. So we're going to go back over towards that tower in the corner, and we're going to see if we can make our way in that way. That zombie cop might have some useful equipment for us, but we know that this military base just has tons of equipment in general. Let's give our horses a bit more of a chance at surviving this. Oh, it's silos that are up there. Right, that is right. Okay, we're just gonna park them over by the trees here. Hope that they stay nice and safe. All right, now, our rifle, I think we're just gonna leave it here. If we can find ammunition for it, we can make our way back. We are gonna have to try and navigate this minefield though. Let's do so over on the western side. Oh great, bileless soldier zombie. That's a feral soldier, and that's the bileless one there with corrosive fluid. Yup, we love them. We absolutely love them. Are they aware of us? Not right now. Okay, so we'll go a little bit further to the north. We can see a landmine that we do not want to trigger. We are just going to be taking a few steps and then waiting, because we don't want to walk onto any of these. Our perception is 10 right now, which is good enough to be able to see landmines. Okay. But sometimes they can take a moment or two to appear. So that's why I just want to be extra cautious here, waiting a few turns at a time before I take a step. I hate this. I hate that one was so close to us. Okay, this is all good, Mel. We're nearly there. Let's just climb the fence. Okay, there we go. There we go. The zombie cop cannot see us right now. Okay, and we are in. I don't think we're going to bother with that door just yet. We're going to start to make our way up and into this tower. And we can see a large number of dead ones. So, we have in our bag C4 explosives, we have dynamite, we have EMP, we have an EMP bomb, we have grenades. I want to try and use those to try and take down as many of the dead as we can. Now, they're not going to be able to get into this tower easily. That middle door should be able to stand quite a beating. That's the Bireless soldier, isn't it? It's the Bireless freaking soldier. Okay, all right. Moving back down into here for a moment, we need to take care of that first of all. We're going to move back into the shadow for a moment here. We want to try and get a bandage on our torso immediately. Oh, it's here. Stop using first aid. Yes, most certainly stop using first aid. We're not going to mess around with this thing. We need to get a shot off as quickly as we can here. Okay, a good shot. We shoot again. Now, obviously, criticals will be great here because they are going to have a fair bit of protection. It launched another corrosive dart in our direction. Our aim is true, though. Let's fire again. Heavy bleeding. There we go. Bireless soldier down. We've got a feral soldier here now. This is a thinking, infected person. We'll let you get a little bit closer to us. I'm okay with that. You're not going to grab us. And you got a knife, so you are going to have to get closer. I want to get as precise as we can. That'll do. Blood drips from our torso. Heavy arterial bleeding. We're not going to mess around here. Alright, I'm okay with us messing around with that. You should bleed out in just a second. Okay, you're dead. Good. Alright, let's deal with this. They got MREs on them. That's fantastic. Hemostatic powder takes a lot less time for us to apply it, so we'll do that. And we are going to apply that to our torso. Excellent. Or not. Okay, there we go. It is good. Let's quickly check these bodies. 2 grenades. Wonderful. We will take those, thank you. Looking at a combat knife here. No weapon. That's okay. Oh, and there's that cop. Right. The only other one that was on the outside. We are going to have to deal with you before we make our way back up. And I want to make sure that we're getting a decent shot here, and also that we're not going to potentially hit the brick wall, which in that other position we were going to. Steady up again. There we go. All right, let's check it. Oh boy. Okay, we've got some USP magazines and some rounds. We'll take the full one, and we're just going to unload those and take the other stuff out of it. It does have a riot suit on. It's filthy right now. I don't think we're going to worry about that. It's also got a set of shotgun beanbags and also 00 shot. Let's take those and let's unload those USP magazines, just taking the ammunition from them. So having a look at ammo, did we pick it up? Looks like we did. Good. Oh yes, and we can see on the side there that we did. Okay, all right. Oh boy, more grenades. More grenades and static magazines too. We'll just take the ammunition out of that one. Yeah. Okay, ignore. And let's unload that static magazine down there. Nice. We can reload the one that has 27 in it. That's going to be maxed out now. Excellent. And we will quickly try to see if we can get away with smashing these bodies. We are not going to smash the acid-full corpse though, which is this one here. We're just going to have to try and see if we can cut it up. Dismember, 37 seconds. Do it. There we are. Malvina hacks the corpse apart. Okay, now when we go back up there, there should be a large number of dead on the other side. There very well could be Bireless soldiers there. And there ain't much that we can do to stop them. They're gonna hit our torso no matter what, which is a problem. I don't think that we're gonna have to go too far, but I also don't wanna, risk screwing up a grenade throw. I mean, here's the thing, dynamite is a pretty good option as well. Just wanna have a look and see what we are looking at with our damage here. Power at the epicenter is 938, so it packs a massive, whopping punch. And the grenade, obviously, we're dealing with fragments there as well. I'm kind of half tempted to kick things off with dynamite, but at the same time, I'm afraid that dynamite might blow up the wall, whereas grenades won't. Let's just do a grenade toss. We'll save the dynamite for, when we really... Same thing with the C4. The C4 is going to be devastating. We're going to wear our AR-15. The pool of acid is on the staircase, isn't it? So we're just going to have to wait. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, very. Come on. Let's turn on safe mode, just in case something pops up. Oh, come on. You know what? While we're just waiting, we are going to take some codeine for the pain. Yes. Finally. Okay. Oh my god. Immediately. Literally the second that we stand up. Corrosive dart to the chest. My gosh. And look at those numbers. Look at those numbers. Okay. We just have to go for it. We have to be as quick as we can here. We're going to activate this grenade and we're going to throw it. We're going to throw the active grenade. I'd love it if they were a little bit more grouped up than they are, but you know what? We'll just go for that. We hear tick. Oh my god. It's on. It didn't make it through. You've got to be kidding me. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that came down the staircase at us as well. Okay, luckily the fragments weren't as bad as I thought they were going to be. That is a problem though. Maybe we should just look at dropping grenades and not throwing them. Yeah, god damn it. Okay, hemostatic powder. Oh, we used it, but it... Okay, weird. Our hearing's completely gone as well now. We should have probably put our earplugs in beforehand, so that is something that we'll do now. I'll just back out here for the moment. Pair of earplugs. There we go. Yeah. Hey, these things happen. These things happen sometimes, and it's not great when they do. So, that's going to be a constant problem of when we step up there, we're going to take damage to our torso. We are going to need something better than the tac vest to protect us. So, having a look, we have a compromised vest down here, but I think that would still be better than nothing. National Guard ballistic vest. But I guess the issue here is that it's not ballistics, it's environmental protection that we're looking for more than anything, so I wonder if the riot suit might be better. It's in good condition as well. Yeah, I mean, it's good protection, but yet again, I'm not seeing any protection from acid. I mean, this is a tricky thing about acid, is that it cuts through most things. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Ain't that something? Well, I'm not going to give up with that. But at the same time, I think it means every time we step up here, we are going to get struck by any of the Bala soldiers that are around instantly. Okay, it launched a dart, didn't hit us that time. And we're going to see that they're grouped much better. Okay, we can make this work. We can make this work. So we're going to wield one of those grenades. We're going to go up. We're going to go to the edge here. We are going to activate the grenade and we are going to drop it off the edge. We can see it there for a second. And honestly, I do wonder if it would be better for us to be up here. Hard to know. Behind the wall feels like a safer option. So we are still going to go down and we're just going to go over to here and we're going to wait. Oh boy, that sounded messy. That sounded fantastically messy. Even through our deafened ears, we could hear it. And obviously we do have the earplugs in to protect our hearing now. We're going to go back up again. We're going to start running. We've got a grenade in our hand. Okay, we can see that the numbers are still pretty thick and fierce. All right. Bestial Stalker. Lumbering about on all fours, this mutated beast's dagger-like claws clack against the ground as it predatorily moves. Thick strands of exposed muscle tissue running across its rotting body. This addition of its new bulk has caused the skin along its arms to split, and the brute's teeth have extended into spikes of bone. The military insignias on the remains of the creature's pulverized gear are the only testaments to the soldier that this hulking abomination used to be. That's not great. Yeah, that's not great, but we can see that we have taken down a fair amount of them. And there's a lot of the other ones that are just straight up injured here. So yeah, I think we're probably going to try and drop that right on the Bestial Stalker's head. Let's activate the grenade. We're going to drop it over the side. And we are going to run back. And we are going to get the hell down. Okay, and we wait. Excellent. That's good. That's very good. Let's get our breath back. Even more of them bleeding out, it sounds like. Good stuff. Now, I am hoping that we're going to be able to get many more grenades here, but we still have so many. So I still feel like this is the best route for us. Let's look down. Okay, very, very good. There's hazmat zombies there as well. If we could wear some hazmat equipment, it would protect us from some of the acidic damage that the Bioless soldiers can kind of divvy out. We're not seeing anyone else around here other than the ones that are just directly beneath us. So if we can kind of clear out the rest of them, we're going to be able to go down and get a lot of extra equipment before we try and move to another part of the base. So yet again, we activate the grenade, we drop it down, and we run and get into the corner, Malvina, and we wait. So good. The sounds of that level of death, just oh man, fantastic. Oh, like one left after all of that. That's so good. Okay, all right, let's take out a rifle. Okay, a little bit more than that. The hazmat zombies are still around. There probably are some others that are kind of just hanging out around there. I want to try and see if we can take you out with a precise strike. Yes, we can. Hit you in the head, and you're dead. Precise strike on you. Precise on you. Okay. No, a few of the others are still around here. Hard for us to get a decent shot here just because they take off quite quickly. And I think we've just got that hazmat one that's left. So let's just wait. There we are. Okay, downed. So I think it's because they're kind of trying to climb over each other. Am I going to have enough time? I think it's going to move. Oh, damn. Whoops. Okay. It's striking the ground. Yeah, we had to be closer. Good shot, 55, heavy arterial bleeding. That one is dead. Okay, we've got another hazmat here. And there's a regular zombie down there too. Okay, we might just have to open the door to deal with them. Or maybe not. That was pretty decent. And let's see how we go with you. There we are. Okay, I think that's all of them dealt with. We've still got 14 rounds in here. And that's another death. Okay, so we are going to take out our earplugs just so that we can hear a little bit better going forwards. We're going to open this up. Oh man, this is so good. This is amazing. We've taken out so many of them, and there is just going to be so much on the ground here for us to take. It's almost going to be a little overwhelming. Right, I think the best thing that we can do right now is stand in the center like this. We can't see anything else. If I go sort, and we are going to sort them by category, you can sort by offensive power now as well, which that's kind of cool. I think what I want to do is I was going to shift everything from there onto the central square. That'll take us a moment to do, but it's going to be worth it, because then we have effectively a blank square above us. So we're going to say do an all-around search. We want to make sure that it's categorized, and we can see that around us we have at least 3 weapons. We've got an assault rifle that's there. We'll just move them across out the way for now. There's a machine gun as well, which is great. Geiger counter, we will take that, thank you. An MP3 player, if we need to improve our mood, it's going to be worthwhile us doing that. We'll take the one that still has a little bit of battery in it. A wrapped radiation badge, I mean, that's just a simple way for us to be able to detect whether we are irradiated. I think just in general, it will naturally grow darker over time just because of, background radiation, but surely it takes quite a bit. And then of course we have lots and lots of clothing here as well. And in those bits of clothing, we are going to have like handguns and whatnot. And no doubt mini grenades. I am hoping that we're going to be able to see them separate, but we will see. So many canteens. We are going to move some of the MREs across. There's just one that was here. Oh, okay. We've got a heavy ballistics vest that's got 6 things in it, so it actually might be in really good condition. Okay, and that's that. So I'm certain that there are other firearms amongst them here. And obviously we have the ones that are on the side. We're just going to quickly drag them so that they are here as well. And I'm just going to go through one more time and just kind of double check. The smoke bomb, I don't think that's going to help us out all that much, unless we're dealing with turrets, but then I think they can sometimes see through smoke, so let's just not worry about that. Okay, I've just moved the things that I want over. We're just going to kind of collate everything if we can. Oh, that's kind of the best that we can do body-wise, because I am going to want to try and see if we can smash as many of these bodies as possible. We have an acid-filled corpse in here, the Bioless soldier. Looks like that was the only one. So let's just dismember that for now, and we should be able to smash the rest of the remains. Okay. And now we have some kind of manageable piles that I'm going to be able to go through. Yeah, like some of them have like hidden military ID cards, and of course we have the handguns. There might even be magazines as well. So I think the easiest thing to do is probably going to be just saying unload, and then we can see the other things that are around us at the moment, like this combat pistol, that's not in our inventory, and this service handgun, same deal there. So we'll take that magazine, we'll take the other magazine from this combat pistol, and then I'm just going to have a quick flick through to see if there's anything that I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be great. I gotta say, in the first pile, no, I don't think so. I mean, the hazmat suit, that can give us some acid protection, but it has to be worn over everything. It's a bit of a mare. Well, managed to find another military ID, and honestly, that's about it. No grenades, but it could also be that any of the grenades that we did have, or were down here, blew up when we started throwing grenades down there. That is a possibility, I think. I'm very happy with how we managed that. Very, very happy. And now, of course, we do have access to some other weapons that are down here. I want to try and see if we can wear, I was going to say the other badge, but I don't think we can wear that with other equipment. So we'll probably just take the Geiger counter for now, and we'll just check it occasionally to make sure that the area isn't, that it isn't not doing well. So this heavy ballistics vest here, I think that this is going to be better than what we're currently wearing. The protection is really nice, and there's a lot of plates in it at the moment. One of the side plates is slightly compromised, but it's still going to be really decent, I think. It is filthy, so it's going to be a little upsetting for us to be able to wear that, but we're going to go and chuck that on, and then having a look at our torso, we're going to see where the problems are. So the combat blouse, the tac vest, and the heavy ballistic vest are having issues now. So the tac vest is strapped onto us. This is worn as outer clothing. The combat blouse, we're probably going to have to take that off. And I'm okay with us getting rid of that. We'll just unload the items that are in there at the moment, and we'll drop that on the ground. The protection that the tac vest gives us is really not worth the extra encumbrance that we're getting between these two things. So same with the tac vest, we are just going to unload it, and we're going to drop that on the ground. And then, yeah, no issues there. Wonderful. We still have a very encumbered torso, but that's okay. Now, there might be a cleaner vest for us to be able to use, because we did have the Feral that was here. The Feral had the National Guard ballistics vest, but I think that, well, I mean, it's already super damaged, so yeah, no, we're not going to worry about that. We might still take the Stanig magazine, just so that we can fill it with more rounds when we get them. But yeah, we're doing okay, Malvina. We're going to have we'll have an aspirin to go along with the codeine, just to deal with some of the pain. Our torso is looking okay. We just need to be wary of, the bad stuff that's out there. Also, just realized we do still have our ratchet turned on. We'll turn that off. Oh well, we have found additional MREs, and I do have an additional plate. But I wonder whether or not we need specifically a side plate for it. Oh, okay, well, interestingly enough, it does look like we can activate and, remove pockets, attach pockets. It's got a chest pouch. Oh, it's got all of these things on it. Very interesting. That's what the +6 means, is that it has all these additional pockets. I see. I understand. And we can specifically insert the plates, and we can get 4 of them in total. Okay. Oh. Or maybe not. But we do have some of them in there, which is good. Okay, let's get our rifle back out. I am feeling better by having that all a little bit more sorted. And let's see what's in front of us. We have a helicopter. I have no idea whether that's working. It's a Black Hawk. Now, we can't fly that. We'd need to know how to be able to fly a helicopter, and unfortunately, Malvina doesn't know any of that. We have over here, more body bags. And I think, quite possibly, a lot of fuel, diesel. Now, if we were to blow up the diesel tanks, that would be interesting. But I think the best thing that we can do right now is start to make our way down to the area that we know. And it's also an area that we know there are a lot of dead. We can see military pilots. Okay, we're seeing a lot of them down there to the south. I'm going to go outside the wall here. We've got a zombie soldier. What I would like to try and do is see if the tower down there is accessible. So the best thing for us to do is probably going to be going back through the minefield. And we know to a certain degree that it's safe this way. So we're just going to walk back the way that we know. As terrifying as this is, our perception's still really good. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And, oh, our stamina's already going down because we are way over encumbered. Whoops. Okay, it could have been the extra plates that I grabbed, but we're like super over encumbered. I'm going to deal with this problem. Yeah, the plates are like really quite heavy. I think we're going to get rid of this cloak for now as well. And you know what, for the moment, we'll be leaving that tent out here too. Okay, frying pan's staying behind. We're looking a little bit better now. Let's wait a while. Warmth is looking pretty high. Ski mask is coming off. And unfortunately, I don't think there's much that we're going to be able to do for our legs. They're just, they're going to be a little bit more on the warm side. Let's stick a little bit further out towards the east. That way, it's going to be more difficult for things to see us at a distance. But we can still see really nice and far. I do want to make sure that we are tracking where the edge of the base is. 2 zombie soldiers there. And I mean, there's a strong chance we're not going to be able to access the tower at all. But I have to hope. And, oh. There isn't a tower down this way? I'm not sure. There's a spot that we can get through, though, it looks like. Or that we might be able to see through. I know this isn't the easiest way to kind of see things, but it does help me to be able to see that a little bit further. And yeah, we're not seeing a tower there right now. It could be like right in the corner. That's really difficult to know. We might just have to try and go for it. There is a zombie soldier there. Mm-hmm. And of course, we do know that if we can get back into this building here, that there was a massive congregation out the front. And maybe that is what we go for. It's going to depend if they are still hanging around here. And my gosh, I'm seeing a Byless soldier. Where? That thing needs to go. Oh, it's over here and it's damaged? Shoot. Never smash those bodies. Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. That is indeed a problem. And there is a Kevlar brute over there as well. Yeah, that's a big problem. Okay. I think if we are going to try and go that route, we're going to need to try and go in through this other way. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yep. This is fine, Mel. This is fine. This is totally fine. Okay. Whew. Easy does it. And we're through. We are through. Okay, so having a look at what is in front of us. We have soldiers. We also have a way up. There is a staircase over there that we can get to that's behind a fence. If we need to run somewhere and run there fast, we might be able to get that to work for us. Stepping inside, there is what looks to be a tower over here. Are we going to be able to get access to that, though? It's a big-ass maybe. We're going to have to take down this soldier first, though. Let's try and see if we can get a precise hit. We can. That's good. Precise again. And one more time. There we go. We'll quickly see if we can grab anything before we move on. Yeah, it does have a machine gun, but we're not going to worry about that right this second. We just need to keep moving. Okay, the door is actually open. Amazing. Okay, up we go. We have sight, and we have a little bit of glass protecting us, but we know that that doesn't really protect us. So, looking out and around us, I am looking to see if we're going to witness any Byless soldiers coming our way. Otherwise, it looks like we're just going to be dealing with these regular Zeds that are down here. And, you know, one good grenade might be enough to take them all out. Let's just have a peek beneath us here. So yeah, they're kind of congregating around the space. I feel like if you drop a grenade right there, boom, that will be pretty good. So let's wear this. I know it's a smaller number of them, but we have enough grenades. We have 9 of them kicking about, and they're heavy, so we want to try and use these wherever we can. We're going to activate that grenade. We're going to drop it just over the edge here, and we are going to run and try to get back inside in time and down. Excellent. Our ears ring. I probably should have done something about that. We see the glass is broken from what remains of that explosion. And looking down the bottom here, it's difficult to tell who is alive, who isn't. We did hear a few deaths. We're not seeing anything move around here right this second, so we might have got them. That's a big might, though. Rifle, let's get you in our hand. And you know what? We're just going to have to wait. We're going to wait because we want to make sure that we get our hearing back here. So we're just going to wait a while. Wait a minute. Hearing is still gone. Wait 5 minutes. Okay, we're hearing shuffling. Stop waiting. We're hearing shuffling out there. As long as we're not hearing shuffling out the front, then that's good. I think we got them all. Yes, we did. Okay. Good. Some morphine here? Okay, nice. We'll take the grenades, replacing the ones that we're using. Good. I am okay with that. Nothing on you. And down here, this pulped one. Nothing on you either. So we're going to get these bodies together just to make the pulping a little more simple for us. And we'll destroy you as well. Yeah, you had the machine gun. I mean, we could do with those NATO rounds if we can separate them. So we'll do that. And then we're just going to go back into here for a moment so that we can potentially look at dealing with that. Okay, ammo belt. Take it apart. Unload it. So we should just have a lot of 5.56 kicking about now. And indeed, we do. Wonderful. So now looking at the other Stanag magazines that we've got, we are just going to get those reloaded. We're going to swap the ammunition out that is in that one there. And we'll make sure that we top up our current magazine. Good. Very good, Mel. All right. So then, what comes next? Well, there are still so many more dead for us to deal with. I think we're going to have to try and use these buildings as best we can. And the explosives that we have access to. And we still need to hope that there's going to be someone left alive. Legionnaires, I would like to thank you for joining me for yet another episode with Melvina, our bionic sniper, who hasn't been able to do as much in the way of sniping this episode, mostly relying on explosives, as the numbers here greatly outnumber her. Yet she has intelligence, and she has good instincts. Let us hope they can guide her and keep her alive. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. As for now, I have been Rykon. You have all been awesome. And until next time, stay tuned.